He was the most popular guy in town after winning a $30 million jackpot.
Abraham used a lot of his winnings to pay for rents, groceries, vehicles, anything that anybody needed in the community.
But did it all get to be too much?
He was tired of people coming to him.
I started to receive calls in the newsroom. Abraham hasn't been seen in a long time.
Had he just walked away from it all? Or had he become the victim of foul play?
He felt something was awry, something was wrong.
What did she hear when she picked up the phone?
The voice on the other end of the line said, "Hey Mom, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me."
Hi, I'm Nancy O'Dell. Today's Crime Exposé takes us to Lakeland, Florida, a community just east of Tampa. When a $30 million lottery winner disappeared one day, rumors around town began to swirl. Everyone wanted to know if he had simply walked away from his life or if the unthinkable had happened. It was November the 9th when the Polk County Sheriff's Office got a call from a man named Cedric Edom. He was worried about his cousin, Abraham Shakespeare. No one had seen or heard from him in months. What did Cedric tell police?
He felt something was awry, something was wrong, that his cousin, Abraham Shakespeare, was possibly missing or maybe victim of foul play of some sort.
Abraham was well known in the area. He had become a local celebrity after winning a lotto jackpot 3 years earlier.
You know, Abraham Shakespeare won, I think it was like a $30.4 million sum in 2006. He had accepted the payout, which after taxes came away with over $17 million from the Florida lottery.
His rags to riches story made headlines. Reporter Marissa Green interviewed him after he won.
We talked about what he did with his winnings, and he said that he bought a used BMW. He paid $1 million for a house in North Lakeland, but he said that the money didn't change him because he still picked up pennies off the ground and he ate at his local Denny's.
Abraham said he didn't need much and was happy to share his winnings with the people in his community.
Abraham used a lot of his winnings to pay for rents, groceries, vehicles, anything that anybody needed in the community. It didn't matter if you knew Abraham or not.
Abraham quickly began spending the money at a rapid pace. Detectives say he was a simple man who never graduated from high school and didn't know how to manage his new fortune.
By him being illiterate, in my opinion, he was way too generous with his winnings because he didn't realize how much he was giving away.
And the more he gave away, the more people wanted. His phone never stopped ringing.
He said that he changed his number several times, and he also described to me how there was a long line of people waiting outside of his mother's house, trying to knock on the door, looking for him, trying to ask him for money.
He was tired of people coming to him. As any lottery winner, they're known in their community or known around, family and friends and so forth. You're going to have those individuals come and ask for money and for loans.
Investigators learned that Abraham had finally gotten financial counseling and was told he would have nothing left unless he loaned out his money instead of just giving it away.
Abraham had set up an agreement with a lot of people that he loaned money to, that, hey, if I give you this money, you have to pay it back.
And that's when the real frustration started.
Abraham had a difficult time getting people to pay up.
Police say Abraham felt as if he were being taken advantage of and became estranged from family and friends. Detectives began looking at the people who owed him money, and one name quickly caught their attention: his cousin Cedric, the one who had reported him missing. What was the arrangement Abraham had with Cedric?
He purchased a home for his cousin. He didn't just buy it outright. He wanted to be paid back. The home was paid free and clear, but there was an agreement for Cedric to pay Abraham so much money a month until he paid the house off.
With Abraham missing, Cedric was off the hook. Detectives say it seemed like a good motive to want him gone.
He was looked at as a possible person of interest, as were many others that benefited from Abraham Shakespeare's lottery winnings.
But there was no evidence that Cedric or the others were involved in anything, and detectives weren't even sure a crime had been committed. The only thing anyone knew was that Abraham Shakespeare had vanished into thin air.
I was also being told about this blonde white woman who had befriended Abraham.
Abraham Shakespeare, the local lottery winner, was once again making headlines. But this time it was because police were investigating him as a missing person.
I started to receive calls in the newsroom. You know, Marissa, Abraham hasn't been seen in a long time. And I heard everything from he was dying from AIDS in a Miami hospital to he went to the Caribbean to live to nobody had any contact with him, including his family, his own mother.
Police started digging through Abraham's cell phone history for clues and were shocked at what they discovered. For more than 2 years, he would answer hundreds of calls every single day, but all the conversations suddenly stopped after April the 9th. The only communication Abraham had after that date was with a local businesswoman named Dee Dee Moore. Police learned that she was the one who was giving him financial advice and had begun helping him collect on his loans after he felt betrayed by his friends and family.
He met Dee Dee Moore at a minority contractor conference. From there, a friendship grew, and she called herself trying to help Abraham and guard him from a lot of the people who, quote unquote, was leeching off of him from his winnings.
Police brought Dee Dee in for questioning. She seemed shocked that Cedric had reported Abraham missing. She said he was alive and well and just wanted to be left alone. So was she actually still in touch with him?
She said that she could send him a message. He just wanted to get away. He got tired of people pestering him for money.
Before she left, Dee Dee pulled out her phone in front of the detectives and texted Abraham, asking him to call police and let them know he was okay. Days passed, but he never reached out. More rumors began circulating about his disappearance and his relationship with Dee Dee.
I was also being told about this blonde white woman who had befriended Abraham, and people were telling me these stories about Dee Dee. All of a sudden, I got a call out of the blue from Dee Dee herself.
Dee Dee said she wanted to set the record straight about Abraham leaving town and how she got involved in his life. She agreed to come in for an interview with the paper.
So before you even met him, he'd already burned through $11 million. A lot of that was in loans to family and friends.
Yeah, most of them were people he knew in the past, friends. They like passed his number around to everybody. Everybody and their brother was coming to him. They had cars lined up outside till he woke up, no matter what time of day.
Investigators say at first, Abraham liked the attention, but he soon got tired of everyone in his inner circle taking advantage of him.
He would give somebody a loan, and before they even got it paid off, they would come back for another loan. 95% would not pay him back. What upset him is when he went to try to get it back, they would say stuff like, "Get off my property, take me to court."
Dee Dee said Abraham was sick of it all, and that before he left, he handed her control of his finances. She promised him she would track down the money and get the people to pay it back. She said that's why she believed Cedric reported Abraham as missing.
Cedric knew why he left, and he knew he told him he wanted to get away. Cedric knew he owed for his house loan. And if he tied me up, then I would be under investigation. Then everybody's little things would go away. They wouldn't have to worry about paying anybody.
The story came out, but did little to take suspicion away from Dee Dee Moore. Police called her in for another interview. This time she said that Abraham wasn't responding to her either, but she wanted to show them something to prove she was telling the truth. It was a video she shot in April, the last time she saw him.
So where do you want to go to?
It don't matter to me. I'm not a picky person. But really,
Do you get tired of people asking you for money all the time, Abe?
I've been shot a year ago.
The voice on the other end of the line said, "Hey Mom, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me."
Videotape seemed to confirm exactly what Dee Dee Moore had been saying all along about Abraham Shakespeare's disappearance.
And the video was very convincing. It sounded like he was making his escape to get away from everybody, where nobody could find him again and he could just live peacefully.
The video was dated April the 9th, the last day Abraham's phone was active with his normal volume of calls. And even though it all seemed to match up, detectives now knew for sure that Dee Dee was the last one to see Abraham that day. So they pulled her phone records as a last step in clearing her. What they discovered was shocking. Every single communication between the two after that date showed their phones in the same exact location. Investigators knew that that could only mean one thing.
She actually had possession of his cell phone.
Investigators say Dee Dee had lied to detectives when she pretended to text Abraham in front of them. She had been so convincing, investigators could no longer believe anything she said. But since they had nothing to tie her to his disappearance, they had to tread lightly. They say instead of confronting her, they came up with a plan to trap her.
Law enforcement, they realized something wasn't right here.
Detectives asked Dee Dee for her help. They told her that Abraham's mother needed her son to call for the holidays and hoped she could make it happen. The day after Christmas, Abraham's mother called police to say she had finally heard from her son.
The voice on the other end of the line said, "Hey Mom, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me."
She said it didn't sound like her son, but told her that he had a cold. Investigators believed it was not Abraham. They traced the number to a man named Greg Smith and started tracking his location. He was in Lakeland at the mall, so they headed there to confront him. What did detectives see when they got to the mall?
They observed Dee Dee Moore pull in with her vehicle to a parking spot. Greg Smith got out of his vehicle. They were talking in her vehicle for a while.
When Dee Dee left, detectives surrounded Greg Smith's car and confronted him about the phone call to Abraham's mom.
They gave Greg a choice. It's either you play on our team or you play on her team and go to jail.
Greg admitted he made the call and said Dee Dee paid him to do it. He swore he didn't know where Abraham was, but he was willing to help police find out.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office detectives and Greg Smith came up with a plan to set up Dee Dee Moore and elicit some type of information or evidence that she was in fact involved with the disappearance, possibly the murder of Abraham Shakespeare.
Greg told Dee Dee that he knew something had happened to Abraham, but that he wanted to help her get out of any troubles she may be in.
He was describing, I know somebody who's getting ready to go to prison for life, and he wants to have his family taken care of. If you agree to pay $50,000 to his family, he'll take the rap for the murder.
Dee Dee agreed and asked to meet the man.
Little did Dee Dee Moore know that this individual who was allegedly going to go to prison and take the rap was an undercover law enforcement officer that posed as an individual facing a prison sentence.
During the conversation with the undercover officer, Dee Dee admitted Abraham had been shot and was buried on property she owned in another county.
Dee Dee Moore explained exactly where Abraham Shakespeare was buried under this concrete slab. She was even so specific that they would need to dig at an angle to about a depth of 9 feet to recover his remains.
Dee Dee Moore was arrested and taken into custody while investigators went to her property to search for Abraham's body.
We all met at that site and began the process of exhuming the human remains of Abraham Shakespeare. It encompassed breaking up this 900 square foot concrete pad, removing the concrete, and we found a shaft and an anomaly that appeared to be a grave. And so we knew to definitely target that area and began hand digging.
It took 3 days, like when Jesus rose from the dead in 3 days, so did Abraham Shakespeare's body. On that third day, authorities said they found the body.
Dee Dee Moore was charged with first-degree murder, but continued to insist she had nothing to do with Abraham's death.
The truth is you had something to do with it, and now it's time for you to tell the truth about what happened.
I'm telling you the truth and you don't want to listen.
No.
You don't care. No, you don't. You don't want the truth.
Dee Dee.
You want your side. You
Dee
want
Dee.
your drama. You
Dee
want
Dee.
your belief.
Even though Dee Dee refused to confess, the evidence against her kept piling up. Not only was the body positively identified as Abraham Shakespeare, but he had been shot twice in the chest with a gun registered to her. And there was more.
He was wearing the same clothes that he had on in the video that Dee Dee Moore distributed to everybody, saying that this was all a part of an elaborate scheme to help Abraham legitimately disappear so nobody would pester him for money.
Three years after Abraham Shakespeare went missing and was murdered, Dee Dee Moore stood trial as his accused killer.
This all came down to simple greed. I think Dee Dee Moore liked to have the nice things in life, and I think she saw an opportunity to target Abraham Shakespeare and take advantage of him. And that's exactly what she did. She was able to manipulate everybody else around him to kind of go along with her plan of taking control of what money he had left from those lottery winnings.
The prosecution argued that after Dee Dee took control of Abraham's money, she started spending it on herself, and Abraham became suspicious.
When Abraham no longer had access to his money, he wanted to know, why can't I access my account? So Dee Dee needed to do something, and her only option in her mind was to kill Abraham.
Prosecutors said Dee Dee had come up with a detailed plan on not only how to kill him, but how to cover her track.
Dee Dee Moore had filmed Abraham Shakespeare for the last time, where he was purporting that he was tired of giving money, the handouts, the loans. He just wanted to get away for a while. So at that point, she was setting up his disappearance, creating her alibi, if you will.
Investigators say she then lured him to her Plant City property, telling him that she was keeping cash inside his safe in her office. He had no idea it was a gun safe.
It is believed that she retrieved the firearm from this safe and shot Abraham Shakespeare while he was seated in a chair in the main office of this residence.
Prosecutors said she then dragged his body into a hole she had already dug in the ground, filled dirt on top, and had a contractor pour a concrete slab to seal Abraham's body underneath. That she lied and schemed just to keep her dark secret.
She spent a lot of his money, illegally took over his house, his holdings, everything essentially that he owned, right from underneath him. And there was nothing he could do about it, but she figured by him being so suspicious that this could end up very badly for her. So her only option was to kill him.
Dee Dee Moore was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And now it's time for today's Safety Spotlight. To help maximize both your financial and physical safety, vet any financial advisor before giving them access to your finances. Check their references and ensure they operate under a fiduciary duty. To research the background and experience of financial brokers and advisors, you can go to brokercheck.finra.org or call 1-800-289-9999. I'm Nancy O'Dell. For all of us here at Crime Exposé, please join us next time and stay safe.